We Want Cody, Part 4. What the heck just happened at the WrestleMania Press Conference? Wrestling fans, welcome back to my channel, the X2 As Nice. I'm your host, the Twice As Nice. Tonight, we are doing a special Part 4 reaction to the WrestleMania Press Conference that just happened tonight in Las Vegas. It seems like we still have more questions than we do answers. But I believe there's one question we're starting to get to see some answers to, and I'm going to address that shortly. But first, I urge you to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications when we pop off another We Want Cody episode. You'll get that update. Folks, I called it in Part 3, Episode 3. I said, we're not going to get a clear, definitive answer, and we did not. In fact, we are now getting what looks to be a feud and a new partnership between The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth. So just fireworks were indeed set off. One thing is for sure, the We Want Cody is a movement, and the power struggle, like we said, it's taking place. Now, on Episode 3, we said make sure you're paying attention to who's there, what's going on. And I want to point out how awesome was it to see CM Punk, Big E, and Pat McAfee up there with Michael Cole. That was an awesome cast of dudes right there. McAfee and Punk, that could be some fireworks right there. Having those two guys together, that could be something. I liked it. I liked the commentary a lot. We didn't see Garowitz, Khan. We didn't see him, Ari Emanuel. None of those guys were there or on camera, at least during the broadcast. I'm sure they were there, but not on camera. We did see the Chief Content Officer, Triple H. And one of the things I said earlier was we got to make sure we keep an eye on Triple H's role tonight. And while we don't have a clear answer, is it going to be Cody versus Roman, which Michael Cole at the end of the show said, well, I believe it's going to be Cody and Roman. And they did switch the picture from Roman Rock to Cody and Roman. However, it's still very up in the air. It's unofficial. Punk, McAfee, they were all reiterating the same thing. We don't really know. But what we do know is what role Triple H played tonight was very indicative of where this is going. And I want to recap that as my lead story. Because that's coming out of this WrestleMania press conference. We're starting to see the answer to that. Okay? And what that question was is, what role will Triple H play now? And he summed it up. Triple H came out on stage. This was before the Roman and Cody fiasco. And they went through sort of a 40-year history of WrestleMania. And Triple H at the end says, this is going to be this is a new WWE. And folks, that to me is the biggest takeaway from this whole thing. This is a new WWE. And I hate to say it, but based upon tonight, I don't know how much longer Triple H will be in charge of the Chief Content. And let me tell you why. Tonight, if you noticed, Triple H's role was more of an on-screen character. And during once, things were getting chippy, Adam Pearce came out, Nick Aldis came out along with Triple H. Those are the two. That's the Raw and SmackDown general manager. They're on-air personalities. They don't really control what happens on Raw and SmackDown. And now you had Triple H lumped in with those two guys. I'm beginning to see he's going to be like a WWE general manager. And I'm not so sure he's going to be calling the shots anymore. I believe The Rock, along with Brian Gerwitz, it's starting to happen, folks. It is in place. Now, let's get back. So there's my take on Triple H. I believe it's apparent. And Triple H said it himself. It's a new WWE. So everybody better wake up. And the We Want Cody movement, it's really going a little bit beyond. It's starting to stretch into the realm of the internet wrestling fans and that whole community now taking on this new movement, or not movement, but this new force that's coming in to take over the WWE. It's old versus new, folks. And if you notice, too, at the end of that press conference, it seemed like Triple H was kind of siding with Cody and Seth. So you got the Hollywood bloodline over here, the Rock and Roman, and you got Cody and Seth, the two workhorses with Triple H. This thing was really fantastic, but we don't have still a clear-cut answer as to what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Right now, Cody's called out Roman Reigns. I do believe that's going to happen. However, there is a chance that The Rock is inserted into this somehow. And we might see Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth on night 1, and Cody versus Roman on night 2. Or we could see The Rock versus Roman versus Cody in a 3-way. That could be where we're headed. Hopefully not, though. All right, let's get into the meats and potatoes here of the press conference itself. So, I don't want to talk about anything but the main press conference part. Seth Rollins comes out first, does his song and dance. He had a Hugh Hefner-like robe on. I thought that was ironic, being in Las Vegas. Very Hugh Hefner-esque robe from Seth Rollins. Then, Seth then introduces Cody to come out. But Roman Reigns comes out instead. And Roman says Cody hesitated. Hey, don't hesitate. You just lost your spot. Now I'm going to call the spot. And now I'm calling out. Roman calls out The Rock. He chooses his opponent at WrestleMania to be The Rock. So Roman chooses The Rock. Out comes The Rock. And folks, the We Want Cody movement was loud and proud tonight. They did a great job. They booed Rock. Rock went to talk. He was about to cut the finally, The Rock has come back to Las Vegas spew. And he got booed. So he paused, went to do it again, still got booed. There was a part in this episode where the We Want Cody was really loud. And then once you did the We Want Cody, there was another group of fans, a lot smaller group. As soon as the We Want Cody ended, it was Cody sucks. Where the crowd is kind of battling off the chants, right? So we did have that aspect. But The Rock goes to talk, boos. He pauses, more boos. Finally, The Rock comes back to Las Vegas, got a little bit of a pop. Then Rock asks, hey, do you want to see Roman Reigns beat The Rock? And everybody cheers yes. Do you want to see The Rock beat Roman Reigns? Boos. And The Rock just continues to talk about how this is the biggest WrestleMania because it's going to be The Rock and Roman. And one of the notes that I wrote down here, I do believe some of this is bothering The Rock. But I believe we got a little foreshadowing, a little taste of what's to come. Earlier in the day on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock called the Cody Crybabies. And, of course, The Rock said it again tonight, the Cody Crybabies. So, he says, I'm going to introduce to you the Cody Crybabies. And then a bunch of what chants, more boos. And then the Bloodline tree appears. The Samoan dynasty, The Rock talks about our grandfathers, made an oath. Is The Rock turning heel? Because the way he addressed the crowd was really heel-esque tonight out of The Rock. And again, it almost was if once Cody started calling his shot, he wants Roman Reigns, then he called out Roman for that their grandfather would not be proud of Roman, and that's when The Rock seemingly joined forces with Roman, right? So it is evident, it is apparent that the pivot's in place. Now, what has that pivot turned into? We're not quite sure yet. Michael Cole, we go back to the announce booth, and CM Punk says, hey, The Rock slaps Cody after Cody talked about Roman's family being embarrassed of Roman. The Rock says, you do realize that's my family too, and that's my blood too. Almost as if The Rock is now a member of the Bloodline, right? That this whole Bloodline thing is now involving The Rock. So I think The Rock has now inserted himself into the Bloodline. I really think that's where we're going. I believe The Rock's going to set this one out. I think we're going to get to see The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes night 1, and then night 2, Roman and Cody for the main event. And I believe The Rock's going to come out and do the Bloodline stuff for a while, and then he's going to turn on Roman, and we'll have Roman Rock somewhere down the line. I think that's where this is headed. So the pivot's in place. I don't think we'll see a triple threat, but I could be wrong. But the way The Rock and Roman were buddy in there, and then at the end, CM Punk says, hey, if my boss, they're calling The Rock boss here. Okay? Those are some other key points, key takeaways about tonight. McAfee said it. CM Punk said it. And Punk was referencing his AEW saga when he said, hey, if my boss slaps me, I'm punching somebody in the face. He wanted Cody to stand up and fight for himself and punch The Rock back. That was CM Punk's take. But my biggest take here again is you had Punk, McAfee calling The Rock the boss. He's on the board. He's the boss. And again, we go to a backstage segment where they interview Triple H. Triple H, to me, now looks more like a WWE general manager. You've got your Raw general manager, your SmackDown general manager, and introducing no longer chief content officer, Triple H as the WWE general manager. That's what it seems to be going. And The Rock and Roman walked by, ticked off. They said, hey, you got to get this under control. We don't want nobody talking about our family like that. What are you going to do about it? There was some words bleeped out. I'd be curious as to what was said there. Hopefully we will be able to get an update on what exactly was said, because there were curse words, so it was bleeped out. But something was said, and then Roman said some comment to Triple H, and Triple H said, yeah, you better be glad I'm retired. Is Triple H getting back in the ring? I mean, Triple H is now involved in this angle. Pretty hardcore. So I do believe he's now going to be an on-screen character, the WWE general manager. I think that's pretty much what his role is going to be now. I do think he will be helping do the chief content officer. However, it seems like there's a lot more people in place. There's going to be a lot more people making the decisions on this stuff. And that was evident by tonight's melee confusion. There was confusion on the broadcast team. Michael Cole had to clean it up and announce Cody and Roman for WrestleMania. But still, by the way this was executed, there were moments of awkwardness up there. It did not flow very well for The Rock. The Rock genuinely seemed upset. And it was almost like a shock to The Rock that he's back. And people aren't that happy for The Rock. They want Cody. And folks, this angle, by them screwing this angle up, goes to show you how quickly you can change things in professional wrestling based on a couple of bad decisions. And The Rock, he looked like heel Rock tonight. And it looks like he's joining forces with Roman Reigns. And wow, we've got a potential main event tag team that hasn't seen the likes of a main event tag team since WrestleMania 1, baby. When Piper and Orton went up against Hogan and Mr. T, we might get to see Roman and The Rock team together against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. In my opinion, that's a really big time matchup. That gets me excited. I think that's an excellent way to go, and maybe put the stipulation on the line. Cody, if your team wins, you get a shot. If The Rock's team wins, they get to call their shot. We could be headed there. We could be headed there. And also, it would lead to Cody Seth the next night. But I'm not sure Seth can do back-to-back nights of matches, given his injury. So it's going to be awesome to see how this whole thing plays out. But again, we got more questions. We didn't get a whole lot of answers. We did get some answers on what's going on with Triple H. It's becoming clear and clear, and they're even talking about it. The man in charge, the man running everything around here, it's the people's champion. It's The Rock. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications. We may do a part 5. We Want Cody tomorrow. Or yeah, we will do one tomorrow leading into SmackDown, or we'll do it after SmackDown. So who knows? This is exciting. I hope you've enjoyed. This is more of a reaction video, and I hope you enjoyed it. What a fun, exciting WrestleMania press conference. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up for We Want Cody.